So let's keep going. Sorry, I'm on this rant, everybody. I mean, it just is there. I'm not like a socialist or anything. I mean, like, I don't believe, I hate the idea of forcing people to give away their money, right? And creating big government to, like, allocate it for them. I wish people were decent enough to do it themselves, to be honest. I feel like people are so attached to worth, right? And what they believe is worth, their self worth. I feel like we as a society attach our self worth sometimes to electronic ones and zeros inside of a computer program, right? How many dollars we have in our account at the end of the month, and how much stress that causes us. For me, I don't have enough to make ends meet, and I make a lot of money. And it's not necessarily because I go and gamble away things or anything like that. In the divorce, I took on all of our debt that we had accrued. I have overbearing amount of student loan debt, partially because I have a hard time finishing school or finishing anything of that matter because I'm ADHD. And then I pay a lot for my kids, which I feel like I have a duty to, and I love to provide for my children, and I want to provide for them, and I will provide for them over my own needs any day. I wish that we could detach ourselves from those numbers somehow as part of our self-worth. Of course they cause me stress. Of course I don't like living off of credit cards just to eat. I don't like that. It's stressful. It does add to my depression. I wish there was a better way. But it's what I have right now, and so that's what I have to deal with. On the other end of the spectrum, I've been talking about, all of our politicians are wealthy. We support them with very little in return, and I wonder what the trade-off is. Are they really supporting us? So many of them are millionaires. And do they really support us? Or is it all just talk? And it probably is, it really is all just talk. I think most of them are just in it for them. And some people will say, well, that's normal, right? That's the American dream. Just do what makes you happy, right? Yes, to a point, but when you're in my position, like for me, nothing makes me happy now. The only thing that makes me happy is my children and actually helping those around me. And I've come to realize that that's really what matters in this life, is your family, if you have one, or helping those around you. And that's all that matters. That's all that really provides lasting peace and happiness. When you help somebody, there's something very unselfish about that. When you have children, there's something extremely unselfish about that. If you provide for them, if you're a good parent, if you do everything you can for them, if you self-sacrifice for them, when you sacrifice for other people, you are in turn helping them, and really that brings a sense of satisfaction. And it shouldn't be selfishly, but it comes all the same. It's funny, the more unselfish you are at helping other people, the more happy and more content you are with yourself. And it's not a popular thing these days. We don't talk about that enough. We don't push that enough for people. And I wish our politicians were more unselfish in their desire to help us as a country, or any of the countries around the world. I wish we had unselfish people in power. But that's usually never the case, and history has always shown that typically people are selfish, and that's something to work on. That's really the strength of one's character, is how unselfish can you be? Do you give of your wealth to charities just to lower your taxes the right perfect amount so that you pay less to the government? Or do you give more than that? Do you find ways to give without having people pat you on the back? that does come, if you help somebody out, people thank you, and that's okay to receive thanks. But doing it for that very purpose, or doing it as a publicity stunt, or letting the public know that you're donating and look how great I am, is not the way to go about it. That does not breed happiness. That you will find that you are extremely unhappy if you do that. And guess what? You'll end up stop doing that. And guess what? People will start suffering because of your selfishness. Not because you didn't give enough, but because you did these things for selfish reasons. And you did this for your own publicity and for your own betterment. You really have to strive to take yourself out of the equation for it to lead to real happiness, and for other people to actually benefit and be happy. And we just don't do enough. I think capitalism is great, but I think capitalism with the combination of unselfish charity is the key. That is the real sweet spot. It's great that you can make a lot of money. It's cool that you got so lucky. Or you worked so hard and had the luck. Because it is a combination of the two. Because there's so many people that work so hard that don't have the luck. And there are so many people, as a caveat, that work so hard extremely smartly that don't have the luck. You can be smart and work hard and do those things in conjunction and still not have the luck to become wealthy. And you can be poor and you can be homeless in those circumstances. And it's easy enough for you to turn to drugs and addiction. It is the same, and I've seen it in anybody. Everybody's susceptible to that. There's just no escaping that. There is an amount of luck or blessing or whatever you want to call it, and great, you were the one that drew that lottery. Was it strictly because based on your ability? Maybe, but you had the luck to get that ability, to have parents or have a position in life to train that ability to make it profitable, right? You just had some things that were in your favor. You were born in the right family. You were born here, there, wherever. You had rich parents. Maybe you had poor parents, and that drove you to go seek for the wealth. And you then again got lucky and found it. All of the combinations are the same. Now it comes down to, can you unselfishly give what you don't need to others? Because you don't need it all. You don't need those things. Those things will not make you happy. They just don't. They will start to not fill the needs. Your brain will stop registering those things as pleasurable at some point in your life. And if you're lucky that they don't, I'm sorry, but if you lived long enough, they would. I'm just telling you that right now. Maybe you needed an extra 30, 40 years of your life. But living forever is not the thing that makes you happy. Living forever with things is not going to make you happy. I know that's the tale, the story that we give people, but that's not where true happiness lies. I've seen people on their deathbed and all they care about is family. All family care about with people on their deathbed is seeing them. They don't care, well, they shouldn't care about who gets what right after, right? If there's money involved. When there isn't any money, they just want to see them one last time, right? All they care about on your dying bed, all that people hold on to life for, is for family in the end. That's all that matters. And if you don't have family, guess what? You can make family through serving people. Family are your friends, are the people that you love. Family are the people that you serve. And if you have none, that is how you gain it. You serve those around you. You help them unselfishly. And guess what? You gain a family. There's so much to do, so much better we can be as a human race, as a society. in every country. We're not doing enough. Not even close.